Okay, so I'm going to have a quick look at tuning for keyboard in Forza 4. Starting with the GTO Judge. So assuming everything else is okay, the suspension, the aero and all that sort of stuff, we'll look at our brakes. So where to start? The actual slider is the wrong way round. So if you take it to there, 0%, you would think that the rear has full bias. So that means that the brakes are only working at the back. The problem with this game is it's the wrong way round. If I set this to rear, it actually will work on the front brakes, and we can show that quite easily. So we set it to that. I'll bring this down because the wheels will lock if I don't, so say 20%, and we'll see what that looks like. So now rear bias, you'd think that the rear brakes will lock and the front ones will rotate. So let's have a quick look. So what you can see there is that the front wheel is doing all the work and the back wheel is doing nothing. So that means that the front brakes are actually working and the back brakes aren't. Now what we'll do is we'll increase the pressure to about 45. This is saying failed, but I wouldn't take too much notice of what this says anyway. So we'll go again. On the brakes again. Now you can see that the front is locked and the back wheels continue to rotate. So that skid mark there is all from the front brakes locking. But according to the game, it's rear biased, fully rear biased, which means the back wheels should be doing all the braking, but they're not. The front ones are. Just to prove that once more. See, if you look at the front wheels again, that massive skid mark just shows that the front wheels are doing all the braking and the back ones aren't. 100% the other way now. Bring it down. The reason why I'm reducing the pressure is so that you'd be able to see that the which wheels are actually braking when the discs illuminate. If I keep it on the high pressure, you won't be able to see that. So this time I've put it to the, and what you can see now is that the back wheel is starting to illuminate, the discs colouring up, but because there's so little pressure on the brakes, the car just keeps rolling. But you can see the back is now illuminated and the front one isn't. The front is actually the rear and the rear is actually the front. So if we build some pressure up now, 35, 40 perhaps. Got some figures come here, but again they're not that accurate. So here we go again. So you can again see there's still not enough pressure to lock the back wheel. You can certainly see that the back wheel's illuminated. So we'll put the pressure up now so that we should be able to lock the brakes. Go to 55. Again, these figures don't really mean much. So another run. So this time the back brakes should lock. And they have. And you can quite clearly see that time the back brake's locked. And the front brakes have no pressure whatsoever. So what we'll do now, the way I generally start it is to set the brake balance at 50, so you're getting equal pressure or equal balance front and rear. And now we'll start working on the pressure. So at the moment we've got 55%. So the first thing you need to do really is to get it to a pressure where they're not going to lock. So let's say 35. There we go. Building the speed up. So both of them are illuminating and they're not locking up. So we found out that the balance looks okay. So what we'll do now is we'll move up the speed, the pressure. Let's try about 55, see what happens. That's telling me 120 at 16,284. But again, this is a bit of a problem. Building the speed up on the brakes. So we got a bit of lock at the front, but that was only because we went onto the grass. On the brakes now. It's bringing us down, reasonable stopping, and no locks. So what we can try now is increase the pressure, let's say to 60. That's actually increased, but we'll see what it's like in practice. It's always the same in Forza, that it's very difficult to test because of the conditions always change. So building the speed up. Slight lock at the end, but that's building the speed up on the brakes. So we've got a slight lock up on the front. It's probably due to the surface, but just to make sure. What we can do is just try, because the front wheels are locking, we can actually bias it to the rear, but only by about 1%. So we want rear, so we have to go to the front. So we've gone 1, and that's brought it down by 1 foot. So let's have a look now. And we'll see what it looks like in practice. So we'll see what it looks like in practice. So that's not too bad. Just spin it around. So the same place again, and now there's no locking at the same point. So just a recap then. Rear, moving the slider to the rear is actually biasing the front of the car, putting the braking pressure at the front. Taking it to the front is actually doing it to the rear. Start off somewhere in the middle, about 50%. Then check your pressures. Try and get the wheels to slow the car down at around the 50% without locking all the wheels or the front wheels or the back wheels. In this case, this car seems to want 60% and about 51%. This is for keyboard only. If you was using steering wheel and pedals or a controller, then this setup won't work for you. This is for a keyboard. You need less pressure because of the input on the keyboard is full on or full off. So that's why the pressure is so low. So having tuned the car, we're now just going to take it for a quick ride to see how well it is tuned. Trouble today is we've got very wet conditions. Coming up on this one, hard on the brakes, no locking. Coming up on this one, no locking. Let's see what it does when it gets to the bend. Nothing at the moment. So, yep, brakes look okay.